Park West auction. Staying at the Grove Park Inn, which is the only reason we're going, because you don't often get to stay at a $600 a night hotel for free. So we're off.
Yay!
The Grove Park Inn in Asheville, North Carolina, is a historic hotel in the Blue Ridge Mountains. The hotel was completed in 1913 and is currently on the National Register of Historic Places. The building was built out of fieldstone and is said to have walls that are 5 feet thick with granite. The building, as well as being a hotel for many years where celebrities and a lot of presidents came to stay, was also used during World War II as a Axis diplomat internment camp and held both Navy and Army rehab centers. As you can see by the rooms are not large in size but have a nice quality to them, and the furniture was built by the Roy crafters out of eastern New York. You'll notice the closet and the bathroom next to it. It appears that the bathrooms were put in later, as they're not large in size, but they accommodate. Used to, the bathrooms were at the end of the hall and were used communally by the guests. The view from the rooms is amazing as you look out over the Great Smoky Mountains. As well as being beautiful, the Grove Park Inn has some magnificent sitting areas, and it also has a fantastic breakfast bar where you can get just about everything, including biscuits and gravy. The old section of the building has a wonderful courtyard outside and fieldstone that gives it a nice feeling. As you walk around, you'll see things like antique telephones and neat decor, such as this old clock. A lot of these antiques and light fixtures are original to the building or have been refurbished. There's a huge stone fireplace on each end of the building. It just has wonderful decor and gives you a great feeling from the early 1900s. As you walk around the newer wings where the conference rooms are, you come across things like this stairwell, and if you can see, the stone is original outside of the building that they've used to create this stairwell structure, and there's a lot of neat passageways to walk around. At the bottom of the stairwell, there's this wonderful fountain that Jenny and I found. The exterior of the building behind the old section and between the wings has these marvelous terraced patios and walkways. There's lots of trees and greenery and a lot of fieldstone. The spa area is in this section, and there's lots of pathways to walk around with great boulders. It's just a fun area to get out and explore. There's also this pavilion in the back with a large fire pit, and the pavilion itself can be used for banquets and wedding receptions, things along that line. Scattered around the property are some of these old antique cars, and there's an 18-hole golf course that's attached to the property that the golfers seem to like pretty well. Again, the area just has lots of walkways and pathways, fountains, and waterfalls. It's a really neat place to get out and explore. There's also some outside sculptures that are scattered around the property, and neat areas where you can just kind of sit and take in the scenery. In one of the newer wings, the Salmon's wing, it's where a lot of the more modern facilities are, such as there's a wedding boutique there. You have these wonderful rocking chairs that you can sit and just look out on the courtyard from. The restaurant is on that side. Also, at the end of the Salmon's Wing is an area called the President's Lounge. This lounge was dedicated to the presidents that have stayed at the Grove Park Inn. There's a nice portrait of each president that's been there. You can see they started with Taft and has been as recent as Barack Obama. So the Grove Park has a legacy of attracting high clientele. In the old section, there's an area called the Palm Court, named so because of the decor in the area. It's a nice little common room area. Supposedly it's haunted. The woman threw herself from that top balcony into the Palm Court back in the 1930s, I believe. So the area is supposedly haunted. Luckily, when we were there on that weekend, it happened to be the F. Scott Fitzgerald weekend. F. Scott Fitzgerald came to the Grove Park Inn many times during his life, especially after his wife was committed to a nearby mental institution. And I believe he wrote some of his works from here. When he was there, he always stayed in these two rooms. One was used as a dining room, and one was used as his living space. And while we were there was a gentleman there giving a lecture.
For us to go see the Great Smoky Mountains myself. What's interesting is I know that Fitzgerald was in this room when that was happening because he wrote a big long letter on September 10th, 1936. But what's so weird about Fitzgerald is I'm sure he could have, this picture, he would have been here and he could have looked down and seen all of that. So he knew, how can you miss the fact that the president and about 50 people with him were here? And he never once mentions it in his life. even on the day. And that just gives you an idea of how kind of insulated and in his head he was, that he wasn't really paying attention to what was going on out there. He rarely left this room. Sometimes he'd go to a dance with the band.
Directly above Jenny's head, in this picture, you'll see the spa. You have to get to the spa through a tunnel that runs between the two wings of the Grove Park Inn. Of course, it wouldn't be complete to go to the mountains without a hike on a trail. They have the Sunset Trail on the property, which is a nice little nature walk. It's nothing too strenuous or too long, but it is an enjoyable little walk. And you can see some wildlife while you're on the trail, so you do have to be careful. There are some interesting creeks and brooks and this old like dam structure, so it's pretty neat, and you do get a marvelous view of the Smoky Mountains.